Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and right now we're getting ready to have a six-pack challenge match with Potsy and Tino on the Big Podcast Show. Holla at a player.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Potsy and Tino Show. This is Tino. He's late.
Shut up.
This is Rob. I'm on time. Yeah, that's right. The Potsy and Tino Show. Our theme song is always brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called the Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents. And it looks like everybody that was watching is already off. No, I'm kidding.
Asshole.
Me, you're the one that wanted to do it this early.
Well, I told you I'd have been here, but I hit daggone construction. I'm like,
Daggone.
You gotta be shitting me. But we're here.
Daggone.
So we decided to do this earlier. I kind of like the earlier show.
I would love it.
So 3 minutes and this asshole.
6.
It's not 6. I was in the house at 4 after. You could have started. You run your mouth anyway. You could have stalled for 3 minutes.
I almost did, actually. I almost thought, I'll be on time. I'll start it up and I'll be like, and I'm solo.
Well, now I always get to work from home and get to be here all day waiting. Anyway.
Yeah, about that. It's gonna take some getting used to that one. I'll be real with you. What?
I'm reading all your damn smart ass comments you got going on there.
I just said that Tino wanted to start early, but
so
Tino
what's
was
all
late.
this?
I wrote the same thing on all the different ones.
Oh, okay.
And then when other people hopped in the chat, I went ahead and I messaged them and let them know, hey, we're running a little bit late.
Just do it.
What do you mean just do it?
Do your damn show.
This isn't Nike commercial.
Yes, it is.
No, it's a Tommaso Ciampa commercial. Look at this. Look at this shirt. Look at this shirt. This was a Tom Nguyen original right here. So.
Why are you rubbing your breasts?
I'm not.
Okay.
I am not even, I am not.
Right.
Anyways. So, Tino.
Mm-hmm.
We like to do this little ditty at the beginning of the show every week.
What's up with you?
What's up with you?
Not a whole lot. Working.
How's the new job?
I'm loving my new job, man. So they give you these laptops to work from home, but the one they gave me is a dinosaur. So I'm like, can I get a newer one? I want to use my own personal computer, but my own personal laptop, but they won't let me because I have to be, I guess, on their server to hit one. But I'm gonna probably try to sweet talk the what do you call it, IT guy. I'm like, look, can you just hook me up on my laptop so I don't use this dinosaur?
It's funny you say that because I started my new job today.
How'd that go?
Well, you see that box right there?
You guys can't see that box. That's a huge.
It's massive, okay?
That's a huge bitch.
And the thing weighed like 65 pounds, right?
Really?
And I was like,
you got your exercise. You didn't haul it upstairs and have to haul it back down, did you?
Yeah, because I got everything up here thinking, I'll just connect to the wireless network. Start reading the little booklet that came with it, and it said, must be hardwired in.
Why, though? I wonder.
Well, because it's all secured network stuff, because it's medical stuff, so it's got to be on their secure, site and everything. I don't even know what I'm allowed to say about it versus what I'm not, but what I can tell you is, my boss said, hey, you should have gotten a laptop, a monitor, and been good to go. And I was like, I got a desktop, I got 2 monitors that look like they're from they're at least slim screens. They're not CRTs or anything. But
so they're gonna correct it. They're gonna send you a laptop.
Yeah. So tomorrow I should get the laptop. Now what that means is I gotta pack everything back in that box.
You gotta send it back.
Oh yeah, of course I gotta send it all back. But they don't want me to send it back until they make sure that the laptop's up and running properly. But the laptop should be here sometime before 8.
So then you'll be able to bring
tomorrow.
that up here.
I don't know.
You understood that? Shouldn't that be hardwired? Well, it probably still does have to be hardwired.
I bet I still have to have everything hardwired because they want me to also have a phone line, and the phone line is all connected into everything else. So right now my, this office, which is 11 by 16 ish,
This
is
be a studio.
it's going to be the art and Potsy and Tino studio.
Cool.
So, although my buddy Mark, who is a certified electrician, actually said to me this weekend that he could run the wiring so that I can get it to where I can make this the actual office.
So you want this to be the office, or do you want?
Well, I definitely want to work in my office,
Okay.
and then have my living room space
You look, yeah,
to be
separate.
Yeah, because
That makes sense.
like right now, I don't even have a TV in the bedroom, and I have one in there. I just haven't set it up.
Oh, okay. I was
Which
about to
means
say,
which
no.
means right now it's just the bedroom. It's literally I go in there, I go to sleep. Downstairs that's where I've got I've got all the stuff that kind of is like the relax area.
Mhm.
Go down there, watch TV, play video games, do that kind of stuff, and then the office is supposed to be the office.
Makes
And
sense.
that's kind of what kind of what somebody would actually want, but for whatever reason, it's got to be hardwired in. So the dining room area, which really
Not
is
really that big.
it's a table and
Yeah.
right now it's a table and a chair. We're actually using dining room chairs up here.
So you're gonna haul that. You gotta haul that office chair back up here.
I mean, maybe
Where's the one that I was need to put
it's
together for me?
it's in the closet. I put most of the stuff in the closet just to clear up the room. You know, make it look presentable, if you will. So yeah, so today was my first day.
And how'd you like it?
The first hour, I couldn't even get on the network because Cisco apparently was down.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the phone with my boss the whole time, going, "Hey, I am going to get paid for this, right? Because I'm hourly."
So how did it feel not being at the store?
So here's what's funny, man. I was up at 7:30 in the morning like I normally am, and then I was like, "Oh man, I got to start getting ready for work," because like gotta be online at 9, and because I had issues trying to get connected to the online stuff before that. I was like, well, I gotta try to get on early so that if there's any issues,
Yeah.
they know I'm actually still trying to get on and everything else.
So you're 8, right, or 8:30?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay.
So I tried to get on there at 8:30 today, and my boss was like, "Hey, I really appreciate you trying to get on early. Don't know why it's not working." Well, then all of a sudden, like the phone line started doing something. It was like, blah, 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 and I'm like, well, it's doing something,
Yeah.
right? And it wasn't doing anything before that, so that I thought that was kind of funny. Um, and then all of a sudden, like it went from a screen where it was telling me like other user to all of a sudden it said Robert Potchak.
Robert.
Yeah.
Robert.
I mean, that is my official name. So, but of course, when I finally got in the chat with everybody, now it took like 45 minutes for the computer to load up. So when it finally got in there and it was in the chat, like the first thing that people had, they're like, "Hello, Robert," and all this stuff, and they're like, then all of a sudden someone's like, dot dot dot, "Do you like being called Robert?" And I was like, "Rob, please," like just make it Rob. And of course, one of the other people is like, "Well, it says Margaret, but I'm Maggie." So I was like, "So you understand?"
Yes.
And then of course there's like smiley face,
Yeah.
like all that stuff. But it's all like, it's not even video chatting.
I was going to ask you. So does that thing have a camera on it?
So I've got a camera right now, but it even says that the camera's only for like when I'm doing the training. And then after that, it's all
Got it.
So it's kind of weird, man. I'm sitting there going, well, when do I stand up and start walking around? Because like my entire life, like when I was working in Cary, I was sitting there getting almost 10,000 steps in a day just walking around the store. Now like today, I'm literally 8:15 at night and I'm at 1,500 steps.
Yeah, that's because you left and went.
Yeah, and I went and I came back because I was like, I gotta get out of the house, So and I have a feeling that's gonna be something that goes on more and more often is I gotta get out of the house. I gotta go do something. So hopefully what I start doing is going down to where I used to live or whatever and just walking around the area or whatever and then come back over here and then they start wondering why is this guy driving into the neighborhood and parking and walking around? Is he trying to, case the places or what? But who knows? But yeah, so and then when I got off work tonight, it's funny because like normally I'd be getting off work right about now, and you were like, hey, what do you think about doing the show earlier? And I was like, sure, let's do it at like 9. And you said, no, I was thinking like 8.
Well, because I knew if we did like 9 to 10:30, because I know I want to still watch the show with you.
Right.
So I know if we got up at 10:30, I still would have put me home around the same time as if we'd have done the show later.
I don't know if it would, because I don't think we'd be as pressed to get the show done. Like we'd probably watch the beginning, see how it started, fast forward through and go, oh, wait, and then back up and watch that, and then, go from there. Because what we're doing now, folks, just so anybody who's out there, it says we don't have any eyes on us, but if you are watching, by all means, if you're out there, don't be shy.
Say hi.
Say hi. But we decided we're gonna start doing Raw last, or we'll do it first because we always did it last.
Yeah.
But we'll start doing it first. But we'll do last week's Raw.
Yes.
And the reason why is because, well, both of us are adults and we got
sleep.
We got
big boy jobs.
We got big boy jobs. So we gotta be home and all that. So for anybody who's not watching because they're watching the Comic Score, I understand. We'll try to figure out a time that works for everybody.
And it's not so much Rob. It takes me 40 minutes. So normally, you guys don't know when we get done with the show, or normally 12:30, 1 o'clock. I still have a 40-minute drive, so I'm getting in at 2.
And he's got to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah,
7:30. And
he still drives to work. Like I don't even have to do that anymore. So and he hasn't talked me into going out to his house to do the show because he doesn't have any of the equipment or anything. So like that's not happening.
We just drag this stuff.
No. You gotta. If you want it at your house, you gotta set up the equipment, and get everything working.
And I got a laptop.
I bet that camera. You don't have one of them. You ain't got the light. You ain't got the microphone. You ain't got the giant box.
I don't need the giant box.
No, you don't need the giant box. But I was pretty much thinking. I was in agreement. We need to turn the show to an earlier show so that way we might be able to get some 18 to 35. Oh wait, no, we're not AEW. We don't care about that. No, we don't care about the 18 to 35-year-olds. We just want anybody who wants to watch us to watch us. And we've even been thinking that we might move this off of the Facebook page so that way we can just focus on our friends on Twitch and YouTube until one of them goes wherever. But Tino, I specifically wanted to make sure that you knew that while
Katie,
y'all don't look at Facebook, I'm here, I'm watching, Katie says. Well, that's the problem, Katie. When you're using OBS Studio, the chat does not like to grab the Facebook chat. So it's got nothing to do with us not caring. And you're on Twitch too. I don't know what you're babbling about there. But Tino's pulling up the chat on Facebook. It actually has said that we had some viewers, but
we do have some. We had
we've had Dan. We had
really.
What's that say?
It said Dan said just go live, Rob. Tell embarrassing stories of Tino being late.
So if Dan's still in the chat, that will happen going forward. Every time Tino's late going forward. But.
Boo.
But I do want to go ahead and talk about some stuff, like specifically, last week was my last week at GameStop.
Hey.
I was there 14 years and 5 months.
Wow.
14 years and 5 months.
Wow. That's a long time.
It is. My first day was July 2nd, 2006. That's insane. Yeah, Katie, the reason why I mentioned, Katie said, Rob, you said between 18 and 35. It's because in professional wrestling terms, and I know that you are not the professional wrestling fan, but in professional wrestling terms, 18 to 35 is the demographic that they want the ratings for. Now, what's weird is WWE seems to always do all their programming so that it seems like they're still remembering shows like Night Court way back in the day in the 80s and early 90s. But the whole idea is that if you get that 18 to 35 crowd, you can actually build your audience and everything else.
Terrence on Facebook, he said, "What? We watching Raw together?"
So Terrence, we are not watching Raw yet. We will be watching Raw later after we complete the episode. The whole idea, and for those that just tuned in, let's go ahead and say it's still saying there's nobody watching on here. So it's
Katie, I'm on Facebook now too.
It's not showing any of the Facebook stuff. But for those out there watching, basically what we decided to do, because we both got big boy jobs, is we're going to focus on talking about all of the other wrestling programs, the ones that are better than Monday Night Raw anyway, leading, and Monday Night Raw going forward when we talk about wrestling will be the first show that we talk about. Tonight we won't even talk about it just because we're not going to watch it yet. Yeah. So if anybody wants to chime in with, oh man, you guys need to see that, that's fine. We don't mind. We'll catch up with that. But both of us wanted to make sure that we were done the show probably by 10 o'clock at night Eastern, so that way we can go ahead and watch Raw before Tino goes home, and that way he's home before 1 o'clock in the morning. Because when we're finishing the show at 1 o'clock in the morning, he's not getting home until 2. Yes. So, and Terrence, just so you know, going forward, the invite is open for you to come up and be part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Since we'd already offered a spot.
And he's off on Mondays. To
be the third man, yeah. To be the third man in the booth. You get to be the Byron Saxton.
Ooh.
I mean, I guess you're the Samoa Joe.
No.
Wait, you're the. I mean, right?
Okay.
That's you. So
who are you saying you are?
I guess I'm Tom Phillips. I mean, he's the play-by-play guy on Monday nights, so I guess that's me.
Okay. Well.
I'd rather be Vic Joseph.
Why can't Terrence be Dio when
Dio Madden? Because now he wears the same mask as. Anyways, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But so Tino, lots of stuff happened, and I figured I'll go ahead and I'll create some new graphics. One of them, by the way, folks.
Can't even point to it.
Over here. If you're watching, support the show, buy the shirt. I even put the whole site right there. See it. Well, hopefully when they're on a full screen they can, but yeah. So last week was my last week at GameStop. My last day was actually Friday. It was the Call of Duty launch.
How'd it go?
It went fine. I mean, like, it's funny because one of the guys...
You text me, you're like, I don't want to clock out.
So, here's what's funny. I had to go deliver my keys to the guy that was taking over the store for me, right? So I drove all the way down, went and delivered my keys. And he's another guy that had been there for like 6-7 years. Maybe 10 or 15 years, I don't even know. Like he's just a long-term guy like I was. And we're just sitting there BSing around, and he has this guy come in, and I'm not gonna say who it was on the show because I don't want to get him in trouble, but like this dude is sitting there. Now this is Friday. PlayStation 5 came out Thursday. Yeah. This guy still hadn't picked up his system, and GameStop's policy is they hold it for 48 hours, right? Okay. Which would mean you had all day Thursday, you had all day Friday,
and Saturday's gone.
When you open the door on Saturday, you gotta go ahead and. I missed your sass on the conference call today.
Oh.
Katie, I almost called into the conference call today, to be real with you. I still have the number. I can still do it. But no, I missed it too because I literally was just doing e-learnings on how not to get hacked on like every single type of platform. I mean, it took me like 4 hours of finding that stuff out. It was But anyway, so he's talking. So the manager at that store, who now took over the store that I was running in Cary, he's talking to this dude, and the dude doesn't speak very good English to begin with. He's like Russian or whatever. He looks like, if you've ever seen the movie Die Hard, he looks like the guy that was super hard to kill, and he like strangled him and everything. Gotcha. Like he looked like that dude. right? And he's sitting there, and the guy is like, so I just left the hair cutting place, and I found out my credit card's there. So can you hold the system for me? And it's like 30 minutes before he closes. And the guy's giving him a hard like can you hold it? Can you hold it? And the manager's like, I can't. Like if you leave and you get back before we close this store, you have time to get it, whatever. And I'm sitting there saying the same thing. I'm like, yeah, man, there's nothing that can be done about that, And the whole time, like, we're both sitting there going, he'll hold it for him until the next morning, but the guy's like, can you hold it? Can you? And it's like, no, we can't. Like, but because unfortunately the way GameStop works with a bunch of that stuff now is that if it's still in the system, they're going to put them all online so that you can order them and have them shipped. So there's no way to guarantee that it's not or it is going to be there. You know what I mean? So, but this guy is like, for 15 minutes.
He could have been gone to get his
He could have been gone and got, yes!
been gone to get his credit card.
That's exactly what I was saying. And when he finally left, the manager and I look at each other and we're like, he totally could have just left like 30. He probably didn't even have to swing back here to say that his credit card was still at the place. Like, had he left initially and just come back, he probably would have been fine. But
he just wanted to argue.
He just wanted to argue. He wanted it to be held. He wanted, can I put more money on it? And it's like, no, you actually have to buy it now. Like, it's out. So, anyways. But the whole time, I left the store that I was at. I left the location that I was working at, and I went over to this other store, and I'm hanging out with this other long-term manager, and I'm like, I know when I clock out here, I'm not clocking back in at GameStop, and yeah, it was one of those moments where I was like, I don't want to clock out. I've done this for 14 years and 5 months.
You know how many times you bitch about that?
Well, so somebody said to me, and here you go, right? Somebody said to me, they're like, Rob, are you going to miss it? And I said, I'm going to miss it like you miss an ex-girlfriend. And what I mean by that is this, is that when you break up with an ex-girlfriend and you see them like 6 months down the road, you've forgotten all the things that made you hate it or whatever. And you're like, maybe I should get back together with her. Maybe we should try this again. Maybe we, like my ex-wife.
Yeah.
Got back together with her. We were separated for what, like a year and a half when we split up the first time. Like not we weren't ex-husband and wife at that point. We never got back together after that. That was done.
That was done.
But when we broke up as boyfriend girlfriend, like I got moved over to a mall that was like 5 minutes from where she lived, and the first day that I got stuck in that mall, she showed up, and all of a sudden, before you know it, she's sitting there like, hey, want to hang out? Want to do this? And I'm sitting there going, well, like, still find her attractive, still think this, still think, and you start thinking, yeah, I remember all the good times. I remember all the good things that went on. And then you go, you just sit there and you're like, all right, yeah, let's hang out. Before you know it, you're hanging out all the time. You're back together. You're not trying to be in a relationship, but all of a sudden it's like, you're in a relationship,
Yeah.
And then you start thinking,
what the hell did I do?
How did this happen? Like I had other people that were into me. Like how did I end up back here with this? And that's kind of how I look at, like, right now. We're in that breakup phase, me and GameStop, and I think that the longer it goes, unless I trade it up with the new job, there's gonna be something that makes me think that I want, that I want to go back, and then I'll just realize, man, she was a bitch.
Terrence said, not every ex is the same. You miss some more than others.
Yeah, Terrence might want to keep that to himself. But only because, what's that? It was the computer's beeping about something. But Terrence might want to keep that to himself because Terrence has some stuff going on himself.
Oh.
And but you do. What's up, Chris Barrett? We're starting early. I apologize. I'll give everybody more notice next week. I'm thinking 8:30 next week because Tino wants to show up and claim that there's traffic and everything.
Traffic.
But but that's how I feel about it. Like I feel like I'm gonna sit there and go, man, I really miss these aspects of it. But then when it comes into it, I'm gonna be like, but I don't miss enough, you know. And what I'm doing now is I'm working for a medical company that actually attempts to get people their medication even if their insurance doesn't cover it. So I'm actually doing a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that when you look at it, I'm going to be more about getting.
Terrence is laughing my ass off.
Man, I kind of wish T was here this week, but yeah, so that's kind of where I am with that. You know, like I know that I'm gonna miss a lot of aspects about it. I mean, I got a message on Saturday. My last day was Friday. No, Sunday. It was Sunday. I got a message from a buddy of mine named Ryan, and he never worked for GameStop, so it's not the Ryan that everybody might think it is. But he never worked for GameStop, and he sent me a message on Messenger, and it said, first time in years that I go to a GameStop and you're not there, and I have a bad experience.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like.
Well, the cool thing about you not working at GameStop, I don't feel bad about going to Katie's store. I feel guilty. I go in there to talk to Katie. But I'm like, Rob. And I tell her. I said, don't tell Rob I'm here, because. But she's closer,
and that's why
she's
I didn't
closer.
care. You know, I know you're in Apex. She runs the Apex store in GameStop, and look, she's giving you a little heart right there, and she even said bam.
Yep.
You know, but you know, it's like even me. I'm trying to figure out what store I'm going to pre-order my games at now, because I haven't had to buy a video game in like 12 years.
Forever.
And now I'm like, well, the new Call of Duty sucks, but
I only get that Spider-Man. The
Miles Morales.
Is that good?
It's good. It's good. If so, it's exactly the same thing.
That's the other one.
Yeah, but he's got
wasting my money.
You know, no, he's got some other powers. You know, he's got the camouflage and he's got the zapping ability and stuff like that. But it's gorgeous. I mean, the game is flat out gorgeous. But,
Katie said Apex.
I said Apex.
No, you said you didn't know where you're going to go order your.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
So Katie's saying that I live in Durham. I'm probably going to go to Eric's store out off of Club Boulevard, because it literally is like 6 minutes from here. You know, but Katie's husband's store, Hunter, he actually is about 12 minutes from here. So, you know, that's a store I was never allowed to run. Like, I got offered it like 3 times early on in my career, and I kept saying no. And then towards the end of my career, I was like, yeah, I do want that store, and they kept saying no.
Nope.
You know, so it's like.
They're like, nope. What'd she say?
She said, and.
Oh.
Unless Tino's picking my games up for me, Katie.
I can do that. What'd she say?
She said, wow, rude.
I've always been the last resort. No.
You're his first resort.
Yeah.
You kidding? You kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Tino, you ready for this?
What you got?
Rob's asking the tough questions tonight.
You told me. Oh, God.
Do you like the graphic?
Yeah, I see the graphic. Probably. So the only thing he's warned me about, he said you're gonna say this is disgusting. I'm like, are you gonna talk about farting in the shower again? He goes, no, it's better. I'm like, I don't want to. Okay, what you got?
You know what? She's even watching on YouTube, and it's not telling us we got eyes on us. So I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I'm beginning to hate this little chat thing on here. But so Tino,
we get to talk to people.
So Tino, the hard question tonight, and anybody else who's ever been on a long road trip, you can answer along. But the hard question tonight is, why is it that when you go into a rest area, there's always boogers on the wall?
I've never.
You have been on the road with your family, driving up to New York.
But I don't look for boogers on the wall.
Why are there always boogers on the wall?
Why do you notice the boogers on the wall?
Because you go to the bathroom and you start going, man, there's a booger right there.
On the urinal?
Yeah. Like on the wall though, like right behind the urinal. It's always like a.
You're standing there. You're like, you're bored. What else are you doing?
I mean, do you do it?
No. I don't put boogers on the wall.
Like I wouldn't even want to put my booger on the wall because there's already a booger on the wall.
It's nasty.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, make the face.
I'm happy.
Make the face.
Yes. Yo.
What's up, Carson?
See, even Terrence don't know how do you notice the boogers.
Because when you're going to the bathroom and you're not trying to look over to see if there's, because sometimes you go to a rest area and there's like 30 other people in there for whatever reason. You're like, why the hell did I pick the one rest area that's got like everybody?
Then go in the stall. Get some privacy then.
Yeah, but the stall has all the people like writing up like 8675309 on the walls.
You get a date then.
Folks, I'm going to try to come up with these questions every week.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey, we have a special guest watching the show right now, folks.
She's commented. She's
a very special guest.
She's on the Facebook.
She's the mama of my children.
She said my two babies' daddies together.
You should call her up and put her on the show.
I don't know. Can we do that?
Well, you just have to put her on speakerphone and make sure she's in the mic.
All right, baby, you about to get a call. Oh, God, this is going to be awesome.
Oh, God. Oh. All right, make sure she's close enough.
Y'all really want me on the show? I thought I misbehaved too much to be on the show.
You haven't watched the show, apparently.
You're the only one that backs me up on the whole Oxford comma comments.
I mean, grammar has got to stick together.
She on to something, folks.
I'm surprised she's still awake.
It's 8:30.
Exactly.
I'm just now eating dinner.
I'll see.
What? Go ahead, tell that story, Tino.
Huh? No, I came home and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some dinner. And her friend was over there. I'm like, I guess I'm not eating dinner. I'll come over, go to Rob's. She's like, what are you gonna eat? She goes, I feel bad. I'm like, I'll pick something up. Then Rob goes, well, I'll order a pizza. I'm like, well, okay, we can do pizza after the show's over.
Yeah, well.
I had very good intentions.
She did, but she,
These are my intentions.
Can everybody hear Nicole? This is the first time Nicole's been on the show.
Yeah, I got you on the speaker, so we're checking in the chat to see if people can hear you or not.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
Oh, God.
Well, then we better get off the phone with Nicole real quick.
She's in rare form.
Okay. So, Rob, I am waiting for my check. It's about 11 years too late.
Oh, damn. She called you out in
Well,
public.
until I get to approve the haircuts.
Approve the haircut. No, you got to fight him over those. He's in his own little thing. Goes, I want to do my haircut. I'm like, dude, you're not paying for it.
By the way, we're talking about Matthew, Tino, and Nicole's son. There was always a joke back in the day that he was baby Seamus, and of course I was daddy Seamus. So
Dad never paid child support.
Yeah.
It's Seamus. So you don't expect him to pay child support.
Well, and if you've ever seen my son, there is not 1 ounce of him that looks like he could ever come from Rob.
No.
Not one single one.
With brown hair.
He's not a ginger.
He's not a ginger,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
That would have been something.
He's left-handed,
But he
though.
got a cute booty.
He's left-handed, so there is something that came from Rob.
She cracks herself up.
Boys, I'm gonna let you get back to your thing. I just had to put a little comment in there because I saw it on my notifications.
Nicole, we love you.
Well, I love you. You know, boo. You know I love you.
Oh, damn. All right, baby. I love you.
Okay, I guess I love you too.
Oh, damn.
All right, bye guys.
Bye. Maybe that's what we do from going forward. Is we just randomly call someone that's a friend of the show.
Right.
Could anybody hear it?
I don't know. They didn't say it.
Nobody's chatting with us. They're probably sitting there going, they're just randomly talking to themselves.
They're like, what's going on?
They're just randomly talking to themselves, and they're saying Nicole's on the phone.
Katie, you still there? Call Nicole till she made all the people go away.
It's not that. It was the question that made people go away.
Boogers on the wall.
So all right. So you want to hear a funny GameStop story?
Okay. Yes, we can finally tell these now.
Yeah. Well, we can start. I don't know how long we'll go. by the way,
You're gonna cease and desist.
I posted our the T-shirt photo right there, and of course the T Public page, and earlier today I got my first cease and desist from T Public.
Really?
Because I had my Wonder Woman shirt up there, from the graphic that I designed that looked like Gal Gadot and everything else, and it took like 2 years, but they took it down.
What?
Yeah, so apparently because they got Wonder Woman 1984 coming up, they're going out and they're like nope, 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 and they're pretty much yanking them all like off the internet. So that's the first time I've gotten like a DMCA.
So all your wrestling shirts, nobody said anything because then your Jericho's isn't that on there and all that, nothing from WWE.
Yeah, my walls of Jericho, or wall of Jericho's. That one's still up there. My Mick Foley shirt's still up there. So yeah, the B team is still up there, even though they're not even together anymore.
Wow.
It was that one, by the way, I thought was great. It was the A team logo, except it just said the B team.
Nice.
I mean, it was perfect. Like that's what it should. The stupid spray paint or whatever they did with the big white shirt with just the black B, like that was stupid. But making it the A team logo with the B team.
They probably couldn't. They didn't want to pay the royalties or pay
you don't have to
the trademark.
You don't have to pay royalties on that. Like I didn't pay royalties on it.
Obviously.
I mean, my happy happy Fetch Day shirt, which was making fun of the Rusev Day shirt, except for the Carolina Hurricanes Andrei Svechnikov.
Oh, okay.
Like except it was actual Russian colors instead of Bulgarian colors. That one's still up there. So I don't know. I just thought it was weird because what I was thinking about doing, because I also made like throw pillows and stuff. I was gonna do a Superman and Wonder Woman throw pillow and put them downstairs in my living room, and now they yanked it, so I can't even make the throw pillow of Wonder Woman.
So they didn't yank the Superman, they yanked the Wonder Woman.
They yanked the Wonder Woman. They didn't yank the Superman. They didn't yank the Green Lantern either. So of course now that I'm saying it, they're gonna yank it off there. So
yeah.
We got anything in the chat?
No. Terrence said he just saw a Funko Pop on Raw. Yes, 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 yes.
Is it a Daniel Bryan Funko Pop?
It must be. Terrence, is it Daniel Bryan?
So okay. So I said I was going to tell you a funny story about GameStop.
Here we go.
So about 2 weeks before my last day, I get this father and little child to walk in. And I'm sitting there, like, with like 6 people in line, and this guy comes in and goes, "Hey, can I get a list of PS3, Wii, and Xbox 360 games that you guys have in stock?" And I'm like, "There's literally like 12 games over there. Like, you can while I've got people in line, you can go look at the sections." And he's like, "Yeah, but I want a list." And I'm like, "Well, I've got like 6 people in line. You can, wait your turn, but whatever." There's literally like 12 games over in the section.
Okay.
Well, because he's one of those collectors that's like, oh, I'll buy them when they're all 99 cents just to say I've got the whole collection kind of bullshit. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the dad is in the section looking for stuff. I'm ringing people up because, like I said, I had 6 people in line. I'm by myself on a Saturday. And he lets the kid go wander off to do what the kid wants to do.
No.
So the kid picks up a ceramic Pokemon bank and drops it on the floor.
Purposely?
Well, I don't know if it was on purpose.
Oh, you went like that, so I thought he was like...
No, I mean, the kid picked it up, kid looked at it, kid, oops, shattered it all across the floor. So, of course, I'm walking over to the section. I'm like, "Hey, excuse me, guys, I gotta go clean that up because don't want anybody to get hurt, right?" So I walk into the back, grab the broom, start sweeping it up, and the dad sits there and he's like, "Hey, we're really sorry about that." And I'm like,
"Pay for it."
And I'm like, "Well, okay."
Like
I didn't say it's okay because it's not okay. You break a $20 item, you should have to buy it, right? And the dad sits there and he's like yelling at the kid for a second, like I can't believe that you would do that. Kid's like 4, so of course I can believe the kid would do that because you took your eyes off your kid. That's what happens.
Yep.
So and I can say this now. I don't work for the company, so even though I won every single customer service award that the company had to offer over my time with the company multiple times, Kid sits there, and the kid looks like he's ready to cry because the dad yelled at him. Well, the dad's sitting there, and he's mad at me because he said, "Hey, we're really sorry," and I said, "Okay," because I wasn't going to tell him it was okay. So the dad looks at me and goes, "So does you break it, you bought it mean that, is that like legality?" And I look at him and I go, "No, sir, I think it's common sense.
Yes.
You broke it, you have to buy it." And he goes, "Yeah, but common sense isn't something that means that like I have to actually pay for it." And I'm like,
So,
what do you mean? Because common sense would mean that you don't just walk into a store and knock over an entire display and say, "Well, I'm not buying it because even though I broke it." You don't do that, right? You just don't do that. So I think this is funny because, like the guy, I walk back up to the front after I'm done sweeping it up, and I bring the piece that's got the price tag on it up to the front. And I'm like, "It'll be up here when you're ready to pay for it." So I bring it up to the front, and I've got like 4 people still in line, and they're like, "You gonna make them buy it?" I'm like, "Heck yeah! Like, why wouldn't I? Like I said, if I walked into just a random Walmart and knocked over an entire row of stuff, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't I? They're never gonna let me back in, right?" So I hear the guy on the phone. He's talking to his wife, just randomly bullshitting. Like this guy's he didn't even say it was okay that we knocked it over. He didn't even acknowledge us when we walked in the door, and then he didn't want to print me out the lists of the games that I asked for, and all this. And I finally look over, and I go, "Hey, I can hear you, right?" And I said this, again, I don't care at this point.
Short timers.
No, it wasn't even that. Like you're gonna sit there and insult me in my place of business? I finally look at him and I go, "Sure, I'll tell you what. You don't have to buy it, but you got to get out. You got to leave." And he goes, "No, we'll buy it." I'm like, "Well, you're gonna stop running your mouth too? Like, because everybody here can hear you doing it, and you're just insulting me. So you can leave, or you can shut up and buy it. Like, 2 options. That's it." His wife finally came in, and his wife's like, "How much do we owe you for it?" After she was like giving him a hard time, like she's sitting there like what why is this such a big deal?
To the husband? Oh,
to the husband, not to me.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, you know what? I already said he doesn't have to buy it. I'd rather you guys just leave. I'd rather you just go at this point. Like I feel like I've been insulted enough. It's time to just head on out. And she's like, no, we insist on buying it. I'm like, no. I already said you're not buying it. So you can.
So you're turning away money now.
Well, I mean, whatever. At this point, I was like, I just want you to go. So they finally accepted that they didn't have to buy it, and they were like, well, she was like, "Thank you," and they left. Right? He was like, it was a little kid that broke it. Yeah, motherfucker, it was a little kid that broke it because you didn't watch your kid.
I didn't F-bomb, you did.
No, I did. I totally did.
Okay.
I get it.
And so they just left?
So they left that day.
No.
The next 3 days in a row, same guy walked into the store and complained about something. Each time he was in there. Well, why do you guys have this on display if you don't actually have it? Well, why are you doing this if you don't actually do this?
So he's going to come back and be a dick?
So the whole time I'm sitting there going, if you don't think we can take care of you, why did you come back here?
To be a dick.
To be a dick. And it only made me think and reiterated the idea that people that have never worked in retail or restaurants feel like they can treat the people that are trying to make a living doing those jobs feel like shit. Mm-hmm. And the whole while I'm just sitting there going, you're not better than me.
Nope.
So you can keep apologizing to me, but and you can even sit there and try to run your mouth at me like the next day or the next 2 days, and I'm just sitting there like, at this point, what's short timer syndrome? I don't care. like the reason why the company decided they don't want to have the display boxes on the walls because people like you complain that you don't get a display box. Like, that's why. So, eat it. Pretty much. See, I told you you'd laugh at it.
Now we get to talk about these stories. That's awesome.
We do. We do. And, by the way, I am still a GameStop fan. I am not gonna disparage the company or anything else.
No.
Like if someone sits there and says GameStop's holding a TikTok contest or something like that, I get why they did it. They held a TikTok contest to kind of try to liven up.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah. To liven up the atmosphere or whatever inside the stores, and they were granting the winner like extra payroll, and that's great for them because those stores need the payroll. They need more people there because it was for like Black Friday weekend or whatever. And the internet just blew up on that, basically said, oh, GameStop's trying to make more people work during the pandemic, and that's what you win. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Like, the internet just blew it out of proportion in the wrong direction. Like, here they were actually trying to do something nice for their employees and give them a competition that would allow the winner to have...
I don't think that you would see that would boost morale, too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You need a competition between stores. You guys got having fun.
So, I would have never participated in it, right?
Because you're a fuddy-duddy.
Yeah, well, dude, I've done a lot of different things. Like, for example, they sent a men's small Xbox t-shirt.
I remember that.
And they wanted all the managers to wear their Xbox t-shirt at the Xbox launch. And it was
They purposely sent you a small?
No. So the manager that was at the store before me, who was out on leave of absence, was a men's small. So he could fit in it. I could not. But I sat there and said, hey, I said, hey, if our store hits a certain level of sales and everything else that day, I'll damn well try to put it on. Now, instead, the former manager actually showed up, and I gave him the shirt as a gift because it fit him. But I was gonna put it on, like, and I'll tell you, I would have looked like Buff Bagwell, like with the fat face and everything else, with the but
coming outside.
Yeah,
exactly. I know. I would have been with that.
Yeah,
I couldn't have got over my head. Probably got an arm in it.
So in fact, I love this story.
Why are you wearing a GameStop scarf, Tino?
Yeah, exactly, because it's just around your neck, and you're sitting there like red faced because like you're just strangled from it. But there was one time where they sent a bunch of T-shirts for Lego Harry Potter, right?
Mm.
And Lego Harry Potter, the T-shirts that they sent were men's mediums.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, they were children's extra larges.
So it's just medium.
So not even. So I made this joke that if the team actually hit a certain goal of pre-ordering that title, that I would put the shirt on. So there's a picture of me on Facebook wearing that shirt, and I'm sitting there like, because I couldn't get it off. I had to cut the shirt off.
You're lying.
No, because it was suffocating me.
You got it on, but couldn't get it off.
Got it on. Well, because it went on top of my other shirt. If it was just on top of my naked chest, it probably would have come off. But yeah, it was stuck, and all like my face started getting red and everything. And like I'm like, this needs to come off like now. And it's funny. Like, I thought it was it was fix it now. It was hilarious. And finally, like, I just took scissors and cut right there, and then Hulk Hogan it off, But like, if I hadn't, man, like, I probably would have passed out. But yeah. So there's some GameStop.
That's awesome.
GameStop stories for you folks. And again, I the other thing I want to talk about before we actually get into any wrestling, and we're almost at 9 o'clock already. So I told you we'd probably go to almost 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Because
order pizza.
Not yet, no. No, we're gonna have to order the pizza as we start watching the show.
Okay.
Hopefully they're still open. One of them will be.
Okay.
One of them will be. I'm not sure which one, but there's Papa John's, Domino's, and Pizza Hut within like 4 miles of here. So.
Pizza Hut deliver?
Yeah. Ooh. Well, they used to, but
deep dish.
No.
What's wrong with you? All right.
Pizza Hut's always the one that gives you the runs. They're worse than Taco Bell. They make you run for the border.
Oh damn.
But what was I saying now? You totally like threw me off.
You say you want one more thing?
Oh yeah. So last week was the PS5 and the Xbox Series X
and
launch.
I'm excited because you got it. I want to see it.
I have a PlayStation 5 downstairs. Thing is like this big.
Serious?
It's
now the 4. I think I might have just gotten the 4, the slim one, because mine isn't that big.
No. So the 4 is small.
Yeah. So the 5
like even the 4 Pro is probably this big, but like this big.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So there on the camera, like this big.
But the 5 is huge.
This thing is massive.
Why?
Well, because of all the computing power that's in it. It's a computer. It's literally a desktop computer. But
I'm still pissed off I can't play all my games on it. I thought they were going to be able to.
So
that's why I'm not getting it.
So I'll tell you, I plugged it up. I traded in my PlayStation 4 Pro. I had the Spider-Man edition. So,
yep, I remember.
So the big red one with the big Spider-Man logo on it. Turns out, right now, PlayStation 5 does not play 3D Blu-rays. And you've seen my 3D Blu-ray collection. I've got, about the same size as my PS5.
Did your Spider-Man PlayStation play this?
Yes.
Oh. So how are you playing your?
I'm not right now. So I can watch all my movies, but I can't watch them in 3D. So I'm hoping, and I've talked to my friends at Sony to figure out whether or not it's going to work. But I'm hoping that 3D Blu-rays are something that they add to it, so that way I can hook my.
Why the hell would the PlayStation 4 have it and the 5 not?
Well,
it's so much bigger and better.
Because nobody uses it anymore. It's like same reason why a new TV, an 8K TV, doesn't have 3D on it.
Wait, my PlayStation 4 will play 3D movies?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay.
But you have to have a 3D TV.
Oh.
Yeah. Or you have to have the VR.
Never mind.
And the VR, like you put the VR headset on it, and it runs the 2 different screens through the eyes.
But I can only watch it. I mean, I can like sit with Matthew and watch a 3D movie.
Well, he'd be able to watch a blurry screen.
No. Yeah. What if you had the?
You have to have a TV that does it.
Oh.
So yeah. So your PlayStation has the ability to broadcast in it, but your TV also has to do that.
Got it.
So the TV that's in my bedroom can.
Mm-hmm. The TV downstairs.
The PlayStation VR can. My 4K TV cannot. Because they kind of got rid of it. Like I almost bought the LG version of the 4K TV because that was like the last TV that actually offered 3D, but it didn't offer 4K 3D. It offered,
Got it.
1080p 3D or whatever. So, but the PlayStation itself is massive. It weighs 16.5 pounds. It is massive. Now, luckily, I have that giant TV stand downstairs so that it fits on it without a problem. But it is massive, dude. Like everybody talks about how it looks like a router, but it is just this giant piece of machinery. You got anybody in the chat?
Nope. There's no way I could probably fit it because you've been to my house. So I had my 60 inch, and I got the PlayStation right in the corner. So if I got the PS5, there's no way.
So
there's no way.
I was thinking if I was gonna well, and here's the other thing. Okay, before I even say what I was just about to. So I lay it down and I put the disk drive on top. No, for whatever reason, those dumbasses at Sony, their whole R&D department decided that the disk drive goes on the bottom. So when you lay it down, it's like this. It's not even laying flat because
so you have to stand it up.
So you should. Or when you lay it down the other way and it's got the disk drive on the top, which sets it down pretty straight, you have to put the discs in upside down. So originally I'm like, why every time I put the disc in is it saying unreadable? And then I turned the disc over. I was like, I'm going to try it. Oh, son of a bitch. Now it works. And I'm like, why the hell would you have to put the discs in upside down? Well, it's because when you lay it down, you're supposed to have the big P that's in the top right corner or top left corner on the top. But it doesn't make sense the way that the thing's built.
That doesn't sound,
It doesn't make sense. It's like, it's stupid. But anyway, so I played. I got the Miles Morales game. I played a little bit of that. I played a little bit of Bug Snacks.
Is that out?
Miles Morales? Yeah,
I thought.
it came out day one.
Hmm?
Came out day one when the system came out.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was out yet.
Yeah, they came out with Demon Souls. They came out with that. Then
I'm coming to see you
and
probably
Call of
this
Duty
weekend,
came out
Katie,
Friday.
if you're still there.
yeah, Katie, you still in the chat?
If you are, I'm probably coming this weekend to get the. No, I get paid tomorrow. I might be seeing you tomorrow.
But you're getting the PS4 version of it?
Is that bad?
No.
Oh,
no.
that's all I got.
It just takes longer to load, apparently.
Oh,
Like that's the impressive thing about the PlayStation 5. I'll tell you, I downloaded Call of Duty, and I know that Call of Duty takes place in the 80s this time. Cold War, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out why Kurt Russell and Tom Selleck are in the game, but it's not their voice; it's just their faces.
That's dumb.
Yeah, they could have probably gotten the voices too, because
Because what wasn't the Call of Duty couple years? They had they always have.
Well, they've normally had some really big name,
Yeah.
and these guys are probably big name voices, but the one dude looks like Kurt Russell with a really bad mop top,
Uh-huh.
and the other one looks like Tom Selleck with a full beard, and you're like, why is that Tom Selleck, and why isn't it Tom Selleck?
Selleck's voice.
You know, like that just doesn't make
he's doing
sense.
Blue Bloods. He ain't got time for that.
Yeah, and he still only has the mustache, but even his mustache looks fake now. Like they just pasted
See,
on
when
there.
they do stuff like that, like he's on Blue Bloods, I'm like, bitch, you're Magnum PI. Because once you get that,
Yeah.
no.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like every time I see Garrison needs Lieutenant Dan, I don't care what he's in.
Well, but he was other things before Lieutenant
but I
Dan
think
too.
Lieutenant Dan blew him. He blew up Lieutenant.
He didn't even win awards for that. And
No,
he should have.
He should have.
He should have for that. But it is what it is, right? But so I played a little bit of Call of Duty.
How was it? You didn't like it?
I think last year's looked better. And what's funny is I said that on Facebook, and suddenly I got all these messages of IGN posting, you may have downloaded the PS4 version for your PS5, and I'm like, I didn't download the PS4 version. I downloaded the PS5 version, but his hair looks like a poop emoji. Like, what in the I'm gonna drop another F-bomb.
Good. I hadn't dropped any.
I know,
I'm
but
proud of myself.
you know what? We might as well just do this. So,
oh, shit.
why in the fuck is Kurt Russell's fake Kurt Russell, not even real Kurt Russell, fake Kurt Russell's hair look like a poop emoji in the fucking video game? Like, it drives me fucking insane. I can do that because I got that.
Okay,
I got that guy over here, right
Okay.
there.
The Gerber baby.
Yeah.
The Gerber baby's cussing.
Yeah, the Gerber baby with the beard. It literally, like, in the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, the guys at Square Enix, specifically.
Casey says it's because the new Call of Duty is running on the old engine.
So, Casey, thank you for joining the show. Please give us a like, a share, and all that fun stuff. If you're not watching us on YouTube and you've got a YouTube channel, please subscribe. But Casey's one of my favorite people that used to work at GameStop. I agree that they probably used an old engine for it, but don't go selling me on all these great new features and everything else for a game that doesn't have any of those great new features and everything else. Like, why does his hair look like a poop emoji? Like, it literally looks like somebody put soft serve up there.
Chocolate?
Yeah, of course. Chocolate.
Is it chocolate or is it poop?
Is it chocolate?
You see that movie? Oh, what was the baby's mom? She's holding a baby, and then all of a sudden, it's like a brown. She goes, "Is that chocolate or is it poop?" It's chocolate. I'm like, whatever it had to have been. You'd have died of dysentery.
50% chance there. Anyways, so
Casey says, "I agree. LOL. I prefer MW2."
well, not even just MW2, but the last
like
year's.
2 as an also. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Last year's Modern Warfare was excellent.
Yes.
Like, I didn't play the multiplayer because I just don't. You know, I didn't have
I
time.
should play campaign. I don't play multiplayer.
You know, maybe I start playing a little bit more multiplayer now that I got, 5:30 on off every night.
We can start doing that.
You know,
We ought to
maybe.
do a show doing that. I wonder if we can stream us playing video games together.
I could stream me playing, you could stream you playing, but if I wanted me on camera, which I really don't while I'm playing. So I'll tell you, I've tried streaming me video gaming, and it doesn't come out right, man. Like, I just don't talk while I'm video gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if I'm sitting there playing with you, like if we were playing Destiny or something, we're both playing co-op. I'd be sitting there, like, you'd say something, I'd be like, what? Yep.
I'm talking till the game pisses me off. I'm about this close to throwing a controller at the TV because I can't get past the stage. I'm like, Nicole's like, I guess you're done for it. Yes. And she hears me. I'm like, fuck this game. Nicole's like, I'm done. I'm turning it off. Fuck this game.
And actually, so far, every time that I've gotten to one of those moments on the PlayStation 5, I've literally switched to another game. So I've been playing Miles Morales. I saved the cat. Apparently, the cat's named Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So now apparently the cat's gonna help me finish missions and shit.
Wow, a cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I hate cats, so it's like why couldn't it be a dog?
Because you hate cats.
But then there's Call of Duty. I've been playing a little bit of that. Downloaded the Assassin's Creed, so I've got I'll be playing that. And apparently there's a lot more of the ship stuff and things in that one. So I don't know. Like, here's what's funny about Assassin's Creed. I've played every single Assassin's Creed that's ever come out. There's like 14 of them now, right? I've never finished one. I literally want somebody to just post a video of all of the cutscenes from every game ever, just so I can catch up.
Why do you not finish them?
I got bored.
Oh.
Like, that's so with as much as I used to work.
She said she can't wait to get her hands on Demon Souls.
So I am not a Demon Souls fan. Like, I am impressed by the people that picked the game up. Have you ever played one of the Souls games? So I liken it to the old Contra way back in the day.
I love Contra.
Remember how impossible that game was, though?
Mm-hmm.
Like how many quarters did you drop into the machine?
I don't know, probably $10 a day.
Yeah.
My whole allowance, I just take it to the damn arcade.
And it was that and Bad Dudes.
Yep.
And
Street Fighter.
Okay, maybe Street Fighter, but that you'd at least play against other people.
Yeah.
So you'd stay on while they would have to, like if you were good enough to win. But so the Demon Souls game is all about aggravating you to the point where you throw your controller. Like, it makes you so angry that you just want to throw your like. That's how people at GameStop sell warranties on the controllers. They're like, you're buying Demon Souls, you're gonna want a warranty on that controller. Well, why is that? Because you're gonna throw it. Oh, okay.
And they're not like, no, I'm not.
No, they're like, yeah, you know what, you're right, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Or they sit there and they're like, no, I'm smarter than that, I won't do it. And then they come in like 3 months later and say that they threw their controller.
She said, we've talked about that before, LOL. How you don't like them that much. So we've had a conversation before. So
as Tino was just saying, Casey said, how do I not like those games that much? It's because the longer I worked at GameStop, the less time I had to game. So I started calling myself a gaming tourist. I wasn't a hardcore gamer anymore. Wasn't able to play that much. So if a game like Mass Effect came out, I'd play the shit out of it. I'd beat the shit out of it. I'd play it twice. I'd sit there and go, I got fully fulfilled from that game. Game like Uncharted, I'm gonna beat it.
Oh, I love Uncharted.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna be like, all right, I nailed it. Well, when I got to Uncharted 4, I didn't even want to play on like hard mode or anything anymore. I was like, I just want to finish it. Let me put it on easy. Demon Souls doesn't have an easy mode. It's you die, you lose all your shit. That's not fun to me.
Only if you're bad at the game.
Yes, but the reason why someone like me is bad at the game is because I had no time to game.
Yep.
So it made me bad at the game. However, Can I play Mass Effect on insane mode? Yes, or insanity or whatever the hell they call it at this point. Yes, I can. I can finish the game on that. I've done it. I've got the achievement to prove it. But do I have time to sit there and put 75 hours in it? Like, I'm an adult. I do a YouTube show with you. I sit there, I write comic books. I have a full-time job. I don't have time to sit there and do that and go, and I'm able to write comic books. It's just not going to happen. I got to do one or the other.
Well, yeah.
It's just the way it is. So, unfortunately, Casey, that's where I am.
I haven't read any songs in a while.
Yeah, Tino, when we first started this show, was supposed to write a theme song for this show.
I had an idea, and then I lost it. I don't know if I want to do like a.
It's a good name for a song. I had an idea and I lost it.
Yeah, I understand. I don't know if I want to do like a fun bounce like the one we have is just so awesome. It's because it's us. It's like it's kind of bouncy and stupid. I mean, I probably
the Adam Southcat song is a fun song.
I'll write one. Damn it, that's fair. LOL.
So all right, Tino.
Wrestling time because we got about less than an hour.
Yeah, we got 50 minutes.
And I'm hungry.
And so am I.
Okay.
So maybe even less than 50 minutes, so we can actually order the pizza.
Yeah.
But
not a lot happened anyway. So.
By the way, folks, as we get ready to talk about wrestling, thank you so much for paying attention to the show, watching us, everything else. I know that the Comics Corps is running their show at this point tonight, so if
we're trying to get with them and try to figure out a time where we can.
Yeah, if you're here, great. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat. For whatever reason, the chat seems to have given up on us on the the restream side, so I apologize for that. But if you're out there and you're chatting with us, hopefully you're getting your
Chance can't come over anymore. He's not going to be a third man. He's not sitting he's not a third commentary man. He's fired. He's fired. And he ain't even got here yet. No.
Hey, it's okay that both of you guys like subpar teams. Notre Dame sitting there beating Clemson last weekend and beating BC this weekend.
Get to wrestling.
Woo. So we had two good shows last week.
Try get pissed and unplug everything.
We had two good shows. Well, it'll stay on for a little while. So we had two good shows last week on Wednesday.
We did.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
NXT, baby. That's usually when So what I usually do is because I don't watch them both in one night, so I'll make sure I watch NXT Wednesday, and then it depends on when I watch it because Nicole, she's like, we want to watch a show. Then I have to watch NXT. I'm too tired. So
if Drew Manchu was in the chat right now, he'd be like blasphemous.
I'll watch AEW later.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched AEW first this week.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see
Jericho.
I wanted to see the Jericho.
Well, let's talk about that one first then.
All right. So we had Cody come out. Cody gives like he starts talking about Darby Allin.
Gives him a nod. Gives him the rub.
Gives him a little rubby, and then.
What do you think about him being able to use his name now? You like Cody, or you call it like Cody Rhodes now? Because Dustin's been using it, which I don't understand how.
Dustin had always been
Dustin Rhodes. Okay.
Dustin Rhodes. He was always the natural Dustin Rhodes, and then so Dustin was always allowed to use it. But the WWE apparently released its thing for it, so Cody was allowed to. And they announced it 2 weeks ago?
After the pay-per-view, somebody had a fan. Remember?
No, it wasn't even the pay-per-view. It was the
the show after the show.
It was the AEW Dynamite after the show. Cody finishing his match with Orange.
Yeah, it's a tag team. He's tagging with somebody. He's tagging with the Gun Show.
Oh, that's right. They had the 6-man dance.
Mm-hmm.
And after it went off the air, he said Justin Roberts might not have said it tonight or anything, but for all you folks out there, I have a last name again.
Yep.
And it reminded me of the movie Galaxy Quest. Sam, God, what's his last name? I can't remember the actual actor's last name now, but he played Guy in the show.
No.
What? No, not Sam Elliott.
Okay, Sam.
Sam Elliott's the one with the mustache.
Yes. Oh,
he played one of the characters in Iron Man as well. But he he sits there and he's like, what's my last name? And they're like, you have a last name, guy. And he's like, what is it? You know, and like when Cody's sitting there without a last name, it's just kind of reminded me of that moment. And to have him come out at Full Gear, have Justin Roberts go, Cody Rhodes. Yes. You know, like I'm amazed at Justin Roberts' like range. You know, like
was he? No, that wasn't him. Who was? No, Tony Chimmel, the rated R superstar.
Yeah. Who got let go?
He needs to come over to AEW.
Got let go by the WWE just recently. Now, apparently, the reason why he was let go was
Casey said Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, yes, thank you, Casey. Thank you. You've now taken Sketchy LeJoe's spot.
You are our new fact checker. Welcome to the show.
So Sam Rockwell in that movie. By the way, that movie's tremendous.
It is
if you've never watched it. But so Cody getting to be called Cody Rhodes. Apparently, there's rumor that Cody let go of some of the attempted trademarks for pay-per-views that the WWE is now using, and WWE gave him the name.
Got it.
So it was all a chess match. But a lot of people tend to think that it really comes down to WWE did not find that AEW truly is their competition, so they said, "Screw it, we're just gonna, you know."
It's still in its infancy. I think AEW.
It's a year and a half old now. It's almost 2 years.
It's not gonna be next year, and it may be 5 years from now. But I think it will. I think it'll come up and give us a run from because it's still new. They're still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to figure themselves out. So, I do sometimes think, like some other people on the Facebook page said, that they are too quick to pick up WWE stars after Tony Khan even said, hey, this isn't going to be, you know, the land of lost toys for old WWE stars, but you're looking at it, you're picking them up as and I don't know if and I think they're trying to be selective. Like, I think it was good. I think, and we'll talk about it later because I saw it on
Miro.
Yeah, we're talking because I saw it on the Facebook thing. I think that was a good pick, but I think that he is just sitting. He's still mid card. I was expecting him to come in, not come in, but eventually raise up the main event status because WWE hadn't booked him right. That Rusev Day, he should have been champion.
I mean, he got a match against the Undertaker in Saudi Arabia. You know, that's a main event match. You know,
but you know what I mean.
I mean, you know, put me over, bro. You know, bury me softly. I think is what he actually said. Yeah. But you're not wrong. The whole idea there is that they picked up a bunch of the guys. You know, I mean, look at Matt Cardona. Like, they picked him up for 5 episodes, and I think he's gone now. You know, like they realized, hey, we've got too many old WWE guys. We're just becoming WWE light, which is what Impact was back in the day.
Now, having said that, I do like, now that NWA is not working, them bringing some of those NWA guys in there because not a lot of people watch the NWA YouTube, so you know them, but you don't know them. That's why they got Eddie Kingston. That's where
well, that's because they shut down Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa came from.
Even Ty Conti and
Colt Cabana was over there too.
Well, Colt had one of those contracts that kind of like Cody's, let him go anywhere. Mm-hmm. You know, the pardon me, all of a sudden I'm getting a little.
I found it strange though, at the was it was this last AEW pay-per-view, that it looks like they're trying to work with TNA because they had Callis over there. I don't know if that was just because it was Omega.
They specifically said it was because Kenny Omega personally invited him. Now, granted, at the same time, Don Callis has known Chris Jericho for 30 years.
That too.
Yeah. You know, so there's a lot there as well. But it's you know, I think that they're going to start doing more with more of the other companies.
Which, if you remember, is what I said they needed to do but this before AEW came. I said that TNA at the time it should have been New Japan and what's my other New Japan and ROH could have become superpowers against WWE. I think if AEW keeps this up and keep bringing other talents in from other companies, that can help them too.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. another big AEW announcement happened. Last Monday?
That thing looks so stupid.
Well, no. So let's.
I saw the YouTube thing. I'm like, that just looks terrible.
So the YouTube video was terrible because they all decided they wanted to dress like Steve Jobs. They all had the glasses. They all had
I'm talking about the graphics.
They all had the.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all had the turtlenecks on and whatever.
No, I'm talking about the graphics on that thing.
Nah, so it looked like NWO WCW Revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, No Mercy or whatever. Like, No Mercy was the last one that guy did.
Well, what we're talking about is AEW's coming out with a video game.
AEW games. Although I will tell you, the one I was more interested in was the mobile game where you actually get to book the shows.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
It reminded me of Extreme Warfare or whatever the old game was back in the day about that. So getting back to the show itself, Cody's sitting there running his mouth, and all of a sudden, Jade.
Who is she?
She's a signee for AEW.
I think that's where I lost it for a minute because I'm like, who is she? Why is this lady coming up in here talking shit to Cody?
Well, and she talked some mad shit to Cody, and of course Brandy came out.
That's my favorite part. Nicole.
She got street.
Nicole even came out. She's like, "That's how I would talk to somebody talk to you like that." She said, "That's what she should have done." I'm like, "Okay, well, you calm down."
Well, and
she's right though. That's
I listened to Busted Open.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And on Busted Open, Dave LaGreca actually said, because Bully Ray was like, they both did a fine job, because both of them, like Brandy and Jade, went at it or whatever on the talk, and then Jade slapped her on the behind at the end, which would have set me off. But the whole idea was that LaGreca sitting there going, what people need to realize is that Brandy came out
to defend her man.
Not Cody the wrestler, not Cody the vice president.
I got that. That it almost was like, you break character, even though it wasn't. But you would expect, and like Nicole said, if I'm out there and somebody steps to me like that, that's what you're supposed to do. Just like if somebody stepped to her, like if some guy got in Brandy's face, Cody would have come out back and said, hey, So I found nothing wrong with it. I found it entertaining.
Although the thing I didn't like about it was that they announced Shaq.
Where the hell did that come from?
Well,
so Shaq's wrestling now?
He was backstage.
So he's wrestling now?
He's a fan. He's been one forever, but now he's 50 and he's eaten too many, McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Him and Charles wrestle. You see that thing?
Man, I'll tell you what. That's crazy. Terrible.
But anyway,
But then we also got, let's just go ahead and get right into it. MJF and the Inner Circle. And Chris Jericho's like, let me bring out the rest of the Inner Circle. And he's like, Santana. And he's like, where's Ortiz? And then he's like, where's Sammy? And MJF and Wardlow come out. And I'm sorry, like my throat's starting to dry out. But MJF comes out and he starts reading off a Drake song.
Yes, that was funny.
And he's like, I don't even know who that is. Like when Ortiz calls him out on it, and he's like, but guys, I got news. We're going to Vegas, and of course like Jericho's like, and Hager even looked excited.
Yeah.
But then if you kept watching Hager kept going like this, over to Wardlow, like there's gonna be something there.
Yeah.
Like I think they're gonna make them be a tag team.
Wardlow
and Hager.
I'm trying to figure out.
And they should win the tag titles.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out what is going on with MGF and something with him and Sammy. Is Sammy going face? They're gonna kick Sammy out, or I'm trying to figure out where they're going with it.
I think it's great. So for those that don't know, Sammy wasn't at the thing because apparently he didn't get the second email, and he shows
and everybody
up,
else got it.
and everybody else got it, and they're like, but you're going to Vegas, and MJF pulls out the thing to give Sammy to go to Vegas, and Sammy's like in the picture with everybody, and like Santana and Ortiz, one of them's like, and the other one's like, so half the group isn't into him, and half the group is into him, and like Jericho's sitting there like, hey, he beat me. He's in the group. We got to accept him. It's the way it is.
I'm trying to figure out where this is all going.
Oh, it's totally going that it could go one of two ways. It's either going to be MJF takes over the Inner Circle, and they finally all start accepting him.
That's probably what's going to happen.
And I would assume that in
Jericho.
that situation, Jericho and Hager get booted out.
I think Sammy would too. Or you think there might be a swerve where Sammy...
I think Sammy's going to end up going in with it, and then of course he'll be the one that gets kicked out for whatever, like, or made to eat crow for whatever reason. Or you're going to have where suddenly it's like the NWO, where you have MJF split off his own Inner Circle and Jericho have his own Inner Circle, and they're wearing different colors of the...
God.
Like, I hope to God that's not it.
You and me both.
But as of right now, I think that like, we've got at least 6 months of them working in the same group and trying to get along before whatever happens. And so let me ask you this. They announced what we thought was going to be the Revolution pay-per-view or whatever it's called. What do they call their...
Retribution?
No, you can't call it Revolution. You can't call it Retribution. Starts with an R though. In February. Who's joining in?
Terrence said Inner Circle versus Outer Circle.
Maybe Terrence on that one. But the February pay-per-view is not going to be Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. They're doing that in like 3 weeks.
Yes, on pay-per-view.
They're doing it on
TV.
On Dynamite, yeah.
So
December 7th.
I'm trying to think, is that a notable date for A? Because they debuted on October 7th.
They debuted in October. They launched in January.
So what the hell?
They're just trying to get ratings as they go into Christmas break, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
Because the problem that AEW is going to run into starting in January is that the NBA is going to be back. And they're going to be running on every night of the week in bubbles or whatever. And they're going to have where they're being tape delayed or whatever on Wednesdays.
Yes.
And it's going to happen.
TNT is...
And WWE is probably going to have the same thing with Raw and even NXT because the NHL, when it comes back, it's got an NBC contract, and there's very possible that USA is going to be showing hockey on Wednesday nights.
Really?
There's a possibility. So they haven't announced the schedules or anything else for it, but
they should.
So
that can they get? They have to move. But okay.
So that's where we are with that. So
we didn't talk about NXT at all.
But we didn't. All right. You want to talk about NXT?
I mean, it's nothing.
I'm going to say right now that main event was phenomenal. I did not think that Sam Shaw had it in him to put on that kind of match. But I'm telling you, I hate the gimmick. I hate the Dexter Lumis character. He needs to shave his head, grow a goatee, and be the second coming of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
They're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do it. But the character isn't as over as it could be because people are freaked out by him.
People are freaked out by The Undertaker. People are freaked out by The Fiend.
It's different, man. Sam Shaw's character looks like a serial killer.
That's the point.
No, that's a problem.
Well, the original Bray Wyatt was psychotic not serial killer, but he was...
No, he was a cult leader.
Yeah.
And even today, he still kind of is. It's just he's a Mr. Rogers and The Fiend. Right? So you love him as one, and you're freaked out by him as the other. With Dexter Lumis, dude doesn't talk. He sits there and draws weird shit. And the whole time, he looks like Dexter from Dexter.
I think if they gave him a mouthpiece, I think that'd be perfect. He'd be a silent, just... I like that.
All I'm saying is that the character is as over as it's gonna get, and it's not getting him any further. Whereas Cameron Grimes, every time they add a little bit more chicken shit to him,
He gets better.
he turns it into chicken soup. Like that dude, like I hate him. I hate his guts. I hate him.
To the moon.
I don't hate him as much as I hate Pat McAfee,
Oh God.
but I hate him. But it's awesome. And so talking about Pat McAfee, real quick, because we're just gonna blow through this.
Okay.
Where is the UE?
They're probably going to let them, the kings of NXT. I think that, and that's what I think they're doing. I think UE's laying low, and then they're going to get. I'm thinking they're going to let this kings of NXT play out for a couple of weeks. And I think
Win some
UE
championships.
Yeah, I think the UE is going to come back.
Pete Dunne's going to all of a sudden be the United States or the North American champ. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh,
Your boy, Leon Ruff.
Where did that come from?
Dude, it was amazing.
You know my favorite part of that?
When he went like this. I love the fact that right now he's the Santino Marella.
Where did he come from? Was he NXT?
He was, yeah.
205?
They were talking about how he, like even Beth Phoenix was like, every time you see Leon Ruff, he gets better and better. And I'll tell you what, the way that he bounced around underneath Johnny Gargano, I was like, this dude has it.
The favorite part of that at the end, though, Damian Priest said, you know what? He said, Johnny Gargano's going to be pissed coming like Curtis. Probably going to kick your ass. Take the car. Get out of here.
Take Black Charger outside. Go take the car. But no, the best part easily was after he won and he's sitting there like almost peeing himself.
Yeah.
With how happy he is when he goes out to the top of the ramp and he
That's
goes
the
like
best
this,
part. And the belt falls.
and Damian Priest is like tying the belt on him and it just falls down and then he's like struggling to get out because it's around his feet.
Oh, that
Like
was so
like
awesome.
it easily.
That was awesome.
And you know what it is? It's that a couple weeks ago, like probably 3-4 weeks ago, Busted Open had mentioned that NXT is easily the best wrestling product on TV, but it's not the most fun wrestling product.
And they're trying to sprinkle fun.
Suddenly, over the ever since Halloween Havoc, it's been fun.
Because Johnny Gargano hates wheels and he loves wheels. It's just little stupid shit like that.
Johnny Gargano is going to use this wheel to break the streak, and then of course he loses it right there. And that whole segment, like if you went with anybody else in that moment, like even Cameron Grimes wouldn't have pulled that off.
I almost fast forwarded that match because I'm like, there's no way in hell. And then he did. I was like, holy shit.
And it was a good match.
Yeah. He said, is he a play on Leon Ruff?
I don't think so. Because Leo Rush was actually still with WWE up until just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So Terrence, I don't think that Leo Ruff is supposed to be a play on that. Although maybe it is. But I mean, even the stuff that's been posted afterwards, Leon Ruff posting a picture of his dad sleeping with the North American Championship belt, saying my dad slept with it every night since I won the belt. Like that's just awesome. Like it's such a cool moment.
Yeah.
Like nobody expected it. You know, even Johnny, when he spun the wheel, he put tape on the wheel to say Leon Ruff, and then he wins the match. But again, unless you had somebody as good as Johnny sitting there selling that, you know, like Drake Maverick. If it was Drake Maverick versus Leon Ruff, it wouldn't have mattered, you know? And in fact, the Drake Maverick thing with Killian Dane.
I love that.
Although Dane's hurt right now, so like...
Is that why they did that?
Yeah, so... But anyways, so there's all that. Obviously, you had more build-up with Candice LeRae and Shotzi and everything else.
And my girl, Charlotte Wannabe, that you used to call Charlotte Wannabe. She's my favorite. Australian chick, the tall.
Rhea Ripley?
Yeah.
She looks nothing like Charlotte.
You said she was like
Wait.
Charlotte Flair.
Well...
Not look like Charlotte Flair, but...
I mean, they're they were pushing her like her, but now they're not even pushing her like her. But anyways, so all right, Tino.
Let's do SmackDown. What the hell? No. Give me my graphic. Give me my graphic.
Go ahead. You click the button. Go ahead. Click that button right there.
Boom! Where the fuck did Drew McIntyre come from?
Raw.
But what? What the fuck?
Gotta say it one more time.
The fuck. Okay.
No, you gotta. So where did Drew McIntyre come from is the question. Drew McIntyre, obviously, Raw. And while we're sitting here on this live episode of the Potsy and Tino show earlier than normal, those watching know that Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre is happening tonight. I think that was a setup knowing that Drew McIntyre is going to be Randy Orton tonight. However, what it really is meant to do is make you go, oh, if Drew McIntyre does beat Randy Orton, then blah, blah, blah. Which means now we want to watch Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. Now, what I'll say about that initially is this. Is Roman Reigns, during that speech to Drew McIntyre, nobody watches your show, Drew. In fact, since I came back, everybody's watching SmackDown because of me. My cousin is now main event Jey Uso because of me.
Yep.
Like, everything, like, he is so damn good.
Because they let him go now. They didn't. I don't think they're scripting him anymore.
Oh, they're scripting him. It
can't be.
They're scripting.
Then what's the difference? Because when they were scripting him before, he sounded like shit. Everything he does now is gold. And I don't know if it's because it's Paul Heyman.
That's what it is. Now, granted, it might not be scripting 100% of his stuff anymore, but him sitting there, and in fact, you can tell they're not 100% scripting Drew, because when Drew screwed up his line, he goes, "You hear that? You hear that? I'm sitting here getting a little emotional about it because I'm just so damn excited." Like, and you're like, that's the type of line that needs to come out of somebody's mouth, that when you say suffer and succotash, you screw it up and you just don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what makes them so good at what they're doing there. Like, and Drew versus I loved how Roman started it by saying, I don't even think I need to talk about Randy Orton. Why would I talk about Randy Orton? He can't even win all of his matches. And then all of a sudden Drew McIntyre comes out and it's like, you're going to talk about Drew McIntyre. You're going to talk about Drew McIntyre.
Terrence said suffering succotash. My favorite part is when Jay jumped in the ring and jumped in his face.
I loved it.
And you could just see Roman get madder and madder. Paul Heyman and Paul
took a step back.
It was like, and then backstage, Roman laid into Jay.
I'm the one that runs this place. I'm the one that does the business.
But he was something
you what made you think that you come out and in my...
But that emotion, I mean, you get to heal. I'm sure, but he was mad. You really think like, oh, he's about to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole time, Jay's like, I'll fix it, Oos. I'll fix it. And it's like, you won't fix it now. You won't fix it now.
Fix it now.
No, you won't. Because Roman was pissed. And you came out and said, oh, no, I got this. And Roman's like,
yep.
And he's like, and my favorite part about all that was when he went, and he's just holding him, and Drew sits there and says what he wants to, and Jay goes to get in his face again, and Drew knocks him on his ass.
Yep.
And all of a sudden Roman's like, see, I wonder, and the way that I feel about it is, I wonder if we would have felt differently in that moment if Roman had watched Jay step up and push Drew down. All right. See what you did there? Taking your spot right at my side, whatever. You know, but when he got knocked down, bitch, you disrespected me.
Yep.
You got knocked out, and then he got beat. You know, so that's why you think about it and you go, it looks like Drew McIntyre is going to win this match tonight. You know, now granted, again, we're live right now. We're not watching that. We don't know. Don't ruin it for us.
Nope. Shut up, Terrence.
If they ran it in the first hour, I don't want to hear about it. But that's kind of where I am with that, you know. So and then of course we got a little bit more with Sasha and Carmella.
How does she get to jump in the front of the line?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, she's a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. She's a former women's champion, and of course, she still needed Bayley to come out.
I want to see
and
Bianca
distract
and
her.
Sasha.
Well, that's the long game, man. And I don't even think that's the long game because they're both baby faces.
Yeah.
Although
I was surprised.
with Bianca, you don't know if she's a baby face or not. By the way, folks, if you're not wrestling fans, baby face means the good guy. Heel means the bad guy.
And poor Natalia. I think probably she'll get in at the last minute. I think that's what they're doing.
Now, the thing that
the
I don't
Riot
like,
Squad's on there.
the thing I don't like is that Survivor Series is this Sunday, right?
They still don't have all the women yet.
Still don't have all the women and whatever. Like, nobody cares about them anyway. Like,
Oh, dang.
you can tell me I'm wrong.
They put them good. So,
Bayley's going to sit there and put herself into that match.
I can see that.
But here's what I don't understand. You got Randy Orton versus Drew versus possibility of the Fiend, right?
Mm.
Now, if you watch Twitter this week, WWE on Fox or whatever sat there and said the Undertaker's beating them all, blah blah blah. He's beating Bray Wyatt. He's beating this guy. He's beating this guy. He's beating Drew McIntyre. And then the Fiend sat there and sent out a tweet that said he hadn't beaten them all.
He beat Bray, but he didn't beat the Fiend. Is that reason? Oh God.
So I'm hoping
They're gonna have a Fiend Undertaker match.
that Sunday night.
Do you think he's gonna be able to carry the Undertaker?
I think what's going to happen, and what should happen,
Undertaker pass the torch.
is Bray should take the urn and
Undertaker doesn't use the urn anymore.
and take the power of the Undertaker in the urn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
Now, granted, I don't think that the Undertaker should lose to Bray Wyatt, but if Bray Wyatt were to steal the urn and gain the powers of the Undertaker, wouldn't it be cool if every so often the Undertaker just randomly showed up to tombstone somebody because Bray wanted it?
That would be all. Okay.
That would be awesome. There's a free one.
It'll probably happen.
So yeah, and then of course, we're not even watching it yet.
No, and we talked about last week's show already last week, so
Yeah,
you'll get this week's show next week, folks.
yeah. So all things considered, folks, we're gonna start talking Raw first every week, because it really has been the worst show that they're doing. You know,
Oh, got a question. Michael Turner. So what's up with the women's Raw team now? Nia and teammate messing up everyone.
it's a good question, Michael. Michael, friend of the show, being part of the wrestling group that we're part of. There's just a lot of dissension there.
I don't know if they're going to get it together.
They won't.
Definitely. You know what? What if Lana's the last one on the Raw team standing? She's gone through tables like 2 months now. So they're trying to build up for something. What if she's the last one standing on the Raw team?
I mean,
And maybe that's the start of a push. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to get why.
I mean, right now I think that Bayley is the one that wins the Royal Rumble, so that she can have her match against Sasha again and restart that whole thing over.
They're saying the man's coming back to win the Rumble.
Well, and it's possible. I mean, you know, there's talk that Seth is gonna lose his match to Murphy, and he's gonna be out with paternity leave.
Oh yeah, because she's about due.
Yeah.
They said about this time he
Well, they said December.
it's November. I'm sure he's probably wanting. You know, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. He wants to be there to make sure she's taken care of. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Ronda Rousey's the one that comes back and wins the Rumble, you know, because like you'd believe that if Ronda Rousey came down at number 27 or whatever, she'd throw everybody out and take 3 more people and throw them all out too. Hell, I'd be okay if Trish Stratus did the same shit right now.
Lita. No, Lita.
I love
but no
Lita. I love Lita, but I just don't see her ever being the Trish Stratus character. It's like Mick Foley. Mick Foley could come back for the Royal Rumble and it'd be like, okay, there goes Mick. You know? And you know I love Mick Foley.
Yeah.
I own all of his books. We've got a podcast spot from him from the old show. You know, like in fact, I've got an autographed T-shirt from him that I'm thinking about getting encased so I can put it up. So I don't know if you noticed downstairs, I got some artwork now that's actually
I just came straight upstairs.
Yeah, so Tino will see that later.
Yeah.
One of these days, you guys might actually get me walking down with the camera and sort of showing everybody. But you know, I don't know what to expect from the Survivor Series matches, but I'm not blown away by them either. Mm-hmm. You know, I love the fun that AJ and group have been having with the Raw team, but it doesn't make me excited about that match. I'm not excited about Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. I'm more excited about Drew versus Roman. Yeah. I am excited about Sami Zayn and what he might do with Bobby Lashley, just because like you'd expect it to be completely one-sided, and yet I expect the chicken shit heel of Sami Zayn.
We don't have time to that one. He says, Mike says, what do they have to do to make Raw SmackDown better? We need a whole nother hour.
SmackDown's great.
Yeah. Raw's the problem.
You don't have to do anything with SmackDown. What they have to do with Raw is they have to have cohesion. They have to have long-term booking. The fact that they actually gave us matches from last week to this week is actually a start in the right direction. The show has been getting better, but we're talking about like WCW at its worst trying to become watchable, and it just doesn't happen. Tino and I are going to go downstairs, order a pizza, and try to watch Raw tonight. And we're probably going to be very disappointed with what we see.
Yeah, I'm hoping not.
You know, we're going to watch until the pizza shows up, and then after the pizza shows up, who knows if we're even going to watch anymore at that point. Yeah. You know,
I'll watch it because I'm a fan. I want them to do better.
But that's the problem right now. You know, I was talking about being my whole experience with GameStop being a broken up girlfriend and everything else. Right now, Raw feels the same way. You feel like you're obligated to be in that relationship and watch it, but at the same time, you do not feel like it is fulfilling. It is not giving you what you need to continue being part of it, but you sit there and go, well, there's nothing else on Monday nights because football isn't even worth it right now. You know, like for us, it is that bad. It has never been this bad for this long, and I don't want to take anything away from the talent. The talent themselves are putting on great matches. Last week, Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali was phenomenal, but the story behind it was garbage, so nobody cared about the match. They put on a phenomenal match, and yet you literally have to watch that match and go, this match means nothing. You know? Drew and Randy. The two of them have been money.
Yeah, Randy stepped it up.
And when Randy took the title from Drew, and Drew is sitting there angry now, and he's beating up the Miz and Morrison, and he's like, nobody takes that title but me? Like, it added something to his character that wasn't there when he was the champion. It really made me sit there and go, that's the guy I want to watch. You know? And yet, other than that, the stories have been lackluster. The whole Hurt Business story. We're sitting there laughing at Bobby Lashley going, I want to do this. I want to do this. You know, like, and at the same time, I don't want him facing off against R-Truth. I don't want him facing off against Kofi Kingston. I want him facing off against Dijakovic.
Yeah.
I want him facing off against Keith Lee. I want him facing off against these guys that actually look like they would give him a run for his money. And yet, what do we got? We got Braun Strowman sitting there going, you're not the leader. We got Sheamus going, you're not the leader. We got Keith Lee going, you're not the leader. Like, that's where it's broken.
Yeah.
All the while, what we should be doing is we should be building up AJ Styles versus Edge, so that Randy Orton doesn't have to face Edge again, because we've already had that match 3 times since they got back together. Like, we don't need that. What we need is new. What we need is
Fresh.
And we don't need the same match over and over
No.
again on a weekly basis. And I've talked about that for years. Like, what we need is we need Retribution running roughshod over 4 or 5 different people. We need the Mia Yim character finally getting into the match and starting to beat people, and us sit there and go, damn, the Retribution women's side is actually doing what it wants to do. Mustafa Ali, all of a sudden put him up against, have them beat down R-Truth. Have them sit there and go, we're tired of you laughing at a championship. Like, that's it. There's no more laughing at the championship. You have him beat R-Truth, and all of a sudden, before you know it, he's that 24/7 champion, and he sits there and dictates when he comes out, and he tells you, this is how it's going to be. And when all of a sudden everybody tries to make a joke out of it, the other 4 people in Retribution knock them down. That would be fine.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd like that.
It'd be a good story.
I'm glad they got rid of that damn dark. What was that, Raw? After whatever that. What was that?
Raw
Underground.
Raw Underground, yeah. No, I agree with you there. And Tino, I have insulted you multiple weeks by letting you not finish talking about us. So I'm telling you what, I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to let you take us out and hit the button.
Folks, we want.
No, go ahead. I'm serious.
Folks, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna still play with this time thing. I think next week we will start at 8:30 seriously, to try to get more people on and get, people used to staying up later with us. But until then, you can catch us. You can catch me on the Twitter machine at HootieFan91. I'm on Instagram at Tino. This guy right here, he is a Potcheck on Twitter, the Twitter machine. He is Rob Potcheck on Insta.
The show is
Potsy and Tino
on Twitter.
On Twitter.
But what about YouTube?
YouTube, the Potsy and Tino show, but you got to check it out on the Pots and Pan Network.
Yes. YouTube.com/Rob Potcheck. And
thank you to Adam's House Cats for the wrestling song.
Well, I was going to say
Twitch.tv/Rob
Potsy Potcheck.
Okay.
So anybody that wants to watch on either of those.
Cool. Thank you to Adam's House Cat for our theme song, The Wrestling Song, which you can buy on iTunes for 99 cents. And as always, we hear Ric Flair. He's in Charlotte in that big house on the hill, and he is saying, woo!